Let's now talk about what's happening in Europe. The EU likes to call itself the champion of transparency and accountability. It loves to preach to the world. There is no dearth of sermons coming from that part of the world on so-called European values. Its favorite hobby is to lecture other countries on ethics, principles, and standards. Let me tell you what the EU needs to do at this point. It needs to look within because the rot within is only deepening. We have been telling you about the great European heist, the corruption scandal that has sent shockwaves across Europe. To say that it has left Europe embarrassed would be an understatement. It all started with the arrest of Eva Kaili. We told you about her when the scandal first came to light. A 44-year-old member of the European Parliament, she is accused of accepting large sums of money to peddle influence for Qatar and Morocco at the European Parliament. Investigative agencies found 150,000 euros in cash from her flat, which the prosecutors believe came from Qatar and Morocco. Her partner, Francesco Giorgi, is also in custody, and he has been accused of money laundering and creating a criminal organization. He has even confessed to a role in the bribery network. Kaili has been denying all charges. Kaili's father, in fact, was also caught with 600,000 euros in cash. Now, it turns out the arrest of Eva Kaili was just the tip of the iceberg, just Act 1 of this murky corruption saga. There are more names that are surfacing now. After Eva Kaili, 2 more members of the European Parliament are in the probe net. The EU Parliament has now moved to waive immunity of these 2 MEPs after a request from the Belgian judiciary. Every member of the European Parliament is given parliamentary immunity, like in most parliaments around the world. It prevents them from being sued, arrested, or investigated. The European Parliament has announced that its chief, Roberta Metsola, has launched an urgent procedure to lift the immunity of 2 MEPs. Metsola has asked all services and committees to make the process of lifting immunity a priority, aiming to have it finished by the 13th of February. And this move is in response to a probe by the Belgian law enforcement into the graft allegations linked to Qatar and Morocco. Though the Parliament did not give out the names of the lawmakers, multiple reports citing sources are saying that they are Belgian Marc Tarabella and Italian Andrea Cozzolino. The President of the European Parliament tweeted there will be no impunity. Both the members being investigated are from the centre-left Social and Democrats grouping in the Parliament. Marc Tarabella is the Vice Chair of the European Parliament's Delegation for Relations with Arab Peninsula. He is also the co-chair of the Parliament's Sports Group. And that's a key post in the run-up to Qatar hosting the Football World Cup. Reports say Tarabella's home was searched by the Belgian authorities on the 10th of December. 3 days later, he was suspended from the Belgian Socialist Party. Tarabella has denied any wrongdoing and said that he supports the lifting of his immunity if it is requested. Andrea Cozzolino is an Italian MEP who chairs the European Parliament's Delegation for Relations with Maghreb countries, including the EU-Morocco Joint Parliamentary Committee. Cozzolino was suspended from the Italian Democratic Party on the 16th of December. Francesco Giorgi, the arrested MEP and also Eva Kaili's partner, like I said, worked as Cozzolino's advisor on the Middle East and North Africa. Giorgi is currently in prison and charged by the Belgian police. The Parliament will now officially kickstart a long-drawn procedure for removing legal protection for Tarabella and Cozzolino. The move to waive the immunity of the 2 MEPs comes after multiple raids by the Belgian police led to the recovery of cash worth $1.6 million. The suspicion is that the money was tied to alleged corruption in the European Parliament, benefiting Qatar. Qatar has denied having a role in any wrongdoing. Authorities also suspect that Morocco tried to bribe MEPs to obtain information about a European Parliament investigation into the use of Pegasus spyware. Now, as fresh details continue to emerge, this scandal has completely shaken the roots of the European Union. More questions are waiting to be answered. One of the biggest ones is this: what right does the EU have now to give out sermons? European leaders systematically took bribes from countries to speak in their favor. For how long can Europe portray itself as the champion of accountability, as a shining beacon of transparency, and lecture other countries? Its behavior is riddled with hypocrisy, but today it stands exposed. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.